Well, hello, all my beautiful friends. I hope everybody is doing well and having a good day. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate y'all, your support. I love y'all so much. Hello. Let's see who we got in the house tonight. We got Yelva. Hello there, beautiful. And Millie. I love you, Millie. Hi, Miss Kathy. Love ya. Janice. Y'all are so good to me. Let's see. We have got, oh no, Janice, I hope you feel better. Hi, Miss Sue. How are you? And there is my beautiful Annabella. Thank you for being here, my friend. Hi, Miss Sandy. How are you? There's Blue Eyes. Hey, girl. Hello, just me. Hello. And there's our Cheryl. Hello, Miss Cheryl. How are you? We've got our Taylor in the house. Thank you. Oh goodness. Ginger girl, how you doing? Oh, I appreciate y'all so much. Well, yes, our Taylor. Think it's best we all leave Sebastian's case alone after today. We're all in trouble for our opinions and for search for Sebastian Rogers, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. Yes, and yes. I tell you, let's start here. First of all, everybody, hi, Miss Peggy. Everybody that is listening, if you would please say a prayer for our Smiley. We love her so much. Her mother passed away. She has been battling for a while and she finally lost her fight. So if you will please keep Smiley and their family in your prayers, I know she would appreciate it. And no matter whether you are a fan of Smiley's or not a fan, she is human. She has emotions and she is having a hard time. So let's all just keep her in our prayers, if you would please. Hey, Miss Shirley. So, hey, Christy. Yes. Tell you, it's a hard thing losing your mom. When you are an adult and you lose your mother, it's like a whole chunk of you is gone. Because most of us, our mothers are our cornerstone. I was a young mom, had 3 babies, and my mother passed away at the age of 49. And I didn't think I was going to make it after that because she was always there for me. But hey, K-Loops. Is it K-Loops or Kloops? Yes. He was lost today. Yes. Yeah. It's just a hard thing to lose your mother. And especially when you're very close to your mom. So keep her in your prayers. We will all send loves to her and let her know we're all praying for her. And I thank y'all for that. So then let's get to the insanity part of today. We'll do this. We'll get this over with, and we will continue with our live. Today was court for Bullhorn Betty. Now, we all have our opinions about how that played out. And it's however I want to say it. Cool. Okay. Thank you. But okay, here we go, Miss Kathy. Here we go. There was a protective order in place filed by Katie and Chris, Mr. and Miss Bowersox, Mr. and Miss Proudfoot, I guess, his father and his wife. Six separate protective orders. Bullhorn Betty is not that bad of a person that there needs to be 6 protective orders in place. I don't think any one of them feared her. However, the judge today accepted the protective orders. She can no longer mention their names. She can no longer go anywhere near them. And she can no longer mention Sebastian's name. So, it should calm her down, but it probably won't. The saddest part of all of this, or Faith, yes, or the daughter as well. You're right, R. Taylor. Yeah, my heart breaks because Seth, Sebastian's father, and Bullhorn Betty have become friends. She has been helping. She cannot mention Sebastian at all, Cheryl. Not at all. But for her to not be able to mention Sebastian, she has to stay away from his case. And that hurts his father because she has been helping him. And that's the worst part of this, because Sebastian's mother, all 4 of her in-laws, and her husband have shut down a person who has a humongous amount of people that follow Sebastian's case along with her. And that just cuts out that. Yes, she cannot have no part of Sebastian's case. And hi, TJ. Tina, thank you for being here. You know, it's really sad. I don't see it as a victory at all. Of course, those that are following them, those that are supporting them, have been all out there praising it, hallelujah, all the things. But guys, I want to remind everybody that's listening right now, Sebastian is still missing. He is still out there somewhere. And this judge just allowed Bullhorn Betty's freedom of speech to be taken away from her. Now, if he had just said, leave them alone, leave these 6 people alone, Stay away from them. Don't talk about them. Stay off of their property, their job sites, whatever the hell you want to say about those 6 people. Don't. Go on with your business, but never get close to or talk to those 6 people. Okay, I could take that. I could understand that to a point. But if that would have been his ruling, that would have been somewhat fair. But taking Sebastian's case completely away from someone who has the opportunity to spread awareness a hell of a lot more than what my little old channel can do. That's wrong. They're all happy. They're glad. They're only out for her because she's so close to Seth. That is my opinion. They're not out for her because she's doing harm to Sebastian's case. They're not out for her because she has turned Sebastian's case into a mockery. She has not slandered that child's name. But yet she can't talk about him because the parents are all butthurt. Yet here's his father who needs his friend there with him to help spread awareness and to help find his son. It's just not right. Like I said, guys, if the judge would have ruled in a way pertaining to the Proudfoots and the parents, all 4 of them, that's great. But the protective order was not over Sebastian's name, not over his case, nothing. It was over her stalking and threatening those 4 or 6. But no, it went a step further. And today, Sebastian lost. Sebastian has lost out on an opportunity to have more exposure, more help to find him. I believe it was 6 because it was Chris's dad and his wife, his mother and her husband, Katie and Chris. You know, and let's remind everybody out there, Bullhorn Betty is not the only person that has been to Chris's work site. She is not the only person that has drove around their neighborhood. She's not the only person that has talked to neighbors in the area. And she is not the only one that's been putting up flyers in that area. But they chose her. They chose her. They didn't choose others. They chose her. And in my opinion, today was not a win. Not for Sebastian. It's sad. It's sickening. It's insanity. When a missing child's case has to have a judge remove a creator from talking about the case of a child. All because of his mother and his stepfather. Guys, this is my opinion, but the facts are the protective order was set in place for certain reasons. The judge overstepped and went further with it. And we as creators, you guys as subs, members, mods, all the things out here, our freedom of speech could be in jeopardy because anybody can file against us now, and they can use this case as precedents to get us to quit talking about cases. It's a sad thing. It's wrong. And I forgot to tell you, she has to pay all of their lawyer fees. Yeah, Blue Eyes, we don't. It is a sad, sad case. A child vanished. People are out looking. People could all be living their lives, tending to their own stuff, family, work, all the things. But they're taking their time to go out and search for a little boy that needs to be found, guys. He needs to be found. And these people that are boots on the ground over there that have been all along have to deal with threats. They have to deal with slashed tires, cables being cut on their car, death threats. You know, the Hatfield and McCoys, the couple that were out searching and recently found someone, they are going to search for Sebastian. And Mr. Chris made sure that they knew people who are on YouTube and search for Sebastian get put in jail. So they need to be careful and watch their steps. They don't want Sebastian found, guys. They are willing to go as far as create a mockery of Sebastian's name in a courtroom just to shut one creator down. That's how far these people, this family, wants us to go away. And it's sad. Sebastian wanted friends. My gosh. Their words. All he wanted for his birthday, all he wanted for Christmas was friends. That baby has friends. That baby has friends that will stand up and continue to fight until the day we find him. And should we find him alive and doing well, I could just imagine a victory party in honor of Sebastian and all the people that would show up. Should he not be found with us still, but found? I could imagine those that would show up for his to show respect. I hope and pray that he gets to meet all the people that want to be his friend. Oh, Maui, it's what we do. We're going to keep doing it. And I don't care how many people come after me. I don't care how many people want to talk crap. Let them talk. I don't care. I don't listen to them. We're not going to do it. We're not going to stop. There's tons and tons of us. And we're going to keep going. And as we continue, guys, I think it's very, very important that we be careful and we use our P's and Q's. Let's remember to say, in my opinion, just had a thought. This is my thought. This is my opinion. Let's be very cautious, because now they feel like they really have power, and they're probably going to be looking for more. They got their first taste of blood, per se. You know, as far as going by their house, I had someone messaging me last night that was saying, oh my goodness, look, Silver's on the scene, just went by stalking them. Okay, I will, TJ. Yeah, he went by he put it out there on his channel. He went out there. I had already looked at it. And this person was saying, he was stalking. I don't call it stalking. Before he ever turns into the subdivision, he said, this is to show exactly how dark it really is. He showed just that. He drove around. This is the house. This is where the flashlight videos were. This is where that camera was. It wasn't a stalking. It was a drive through the neighborhood. Oh, and guess what? When I get the chance to go, I'm going. And I'm going to drive through the neighborhood. So keep that in mind, guys. Not stopping. Because there's a difference between stalking a person and driving through a public road. So anyways. Okay, guys, let me see real quick. Y'all chat a little bit. Let me pull up my mail. TJ sent us something. She's wanting me to put it up on the screen. Oh, and by the way, I got to wear makeup today. First time in over a week. My eyes are not watering. That's a good day for me. So, and guys, I just applied for a job. Talked to the lady today. Y'all say prayers for me on that. I need to get out of this house. And my doggy is doing super good. She's still doing good. Okay, let's see here. Man, I don't know what's going on with our internet today, but it is slow. Oh, thank you, TJ. Tabitha. That's it. I'm just going to claim it. I'm going to go up there and put my little stuff up there. Let's see. How can I make this bigger? Let's see. Let's see. Oh. Okay. 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 Looky there. Okay, guys, let me do this. I kind of wish I could. Let me see. Open. Oh, this nose. Allergies. Allergies. Um, Trying to figure out a way to do this so I don't show y'all everything of my information. I hate when I get a new laptop. I don't know nothing. Um, oh Lord, she did a whole report on the way home. But I will give it to her hubbies. He did, I don't know, he was very fair. Let's see. Let me do this. Okay, I think I can do it this way. Hang tight, guys. Let's see if I can do it. Clues hubby he did pretty well with as far as um talk about how fair things were. Okay, I'm going to show you this because this was a big thing here. Can y'all see that? Let me see. Did that show up? There it goes. Yes, it's legal to make your own press pass if you work in the media or practice journalism. So, yes, it's legal for Bullhorn Betty, for JLR, for anybody else out there to make your own press badge. Okay, thank you for that, TJ. That's a good thing. So we will, yeah. I did hear about the judge was talking about they should have appealed it at some point. I heard a little bit about this. Something about they should have appealed it before, and her lawyer said he's done plenty of appeals and stuff, and the judge basically told him he didn't know what he was talking about. I don't know. So she is allowed. Yes, yes, yes. And thank you all that's come in. If I hadn't tugs on the heartstring, thank you, Sharon. Everybody that's come in that I didn't get to say it. Thank you for being here. We do appreciate you all. I am going to go ahead and start playing for you guys the end of Smiley's live that she had with the Proudfoots. I'll pause it every once in a while to have my say in it because that's who I am. So hold on just a second. We'll get started on that and then we'll talk some more. Okay. Okay. Here we go.
Who is Katie up here or Chris?
Yeah.
I can't. One of them's up here, but I can't tell. I think it's Katie. Katie, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm gonna put this back down here for Chris again. Yeah, I had to reload because my it wasn't going anywhere. I was having to do that. That's why I couldn't catch none of the questions. Oh, I was so behind y'all. I apologize. Okay.
Love you, Blue
Was Chris
Eyes.
in Memphis the entire weekend? Okay, here we go, guys. Was he in Memphis the entire weekend or did he leave? I think he already answered that one. He said he was there the entire weekend. And then they want to know, did he take a polygraph test and pass? And, oh, okay. So, mate, you can answer this one, Katie. Why did Sebastian wear pull ups at your house?
So Sebastian wore pull-ups because, or when specifically, when he was having his regression, when he was having issues with wetting the bed or wetting his pants, he had issues where he would wet himself at school. And then occasionally would wet himself at night. Now I know that Seth went and said that that never happened at his house, but I do know that it did. Um, of at least a few occasions that I know of. Um, but that's not the point. The point is that he did go in and out of pull-ups based on when he needed them. So if he was during a regression phase, he would go into the pull-ups, and then once he, got back on track and he was not having wedding issues at school and or home, he would go back into regular underwear. And that unfortunately is just something that has been happening for ever.
Right,
Sebastian was late to potty train and has had issues going back and forth with it basically his whole life.
right. Um, okay. So why is there a problem? I feel I mean I feel it shouldn't be a problem, but somebody's asking about the GoFundMe. Why are you so mad about that, Chris?
So initially, I forgot what day it was. Myself, Katie, and Seth were in my house, and I had brought up the question. I said, "Hey, should we start a GoFundMe page to start trying to raise money to add help to this, however we can?" And the police said, "Hey, no, I don't recommend doing that because then if you do that, it looks like you're trying to do this for profit." And I was like, "Okay, that makes sense." So we all three had an agreement. We weren't doing this. And next thing you know, now there's the GoFundMe page up there.
So okay, and but okay. So why don't y'all just
Holly,
start your
thank you,
own GoFundMe
Holly.
page? I mean, it's like there's no sense in arguing over it, really. I mean,
So all of this just kind of stemmed because you got a family member who wants to go out there and blast some family matters to the public. That's where it all stems from. Like I said, this is not.
Okay. First of all, Blue Eyes, I love you. Thank you. Holly, love you, girl. Thank you so much for those cash apps. I do appreciate y'all. Um, yes, Miss Janice. I'm so excited, guys. So excited. Let me get my camera back on here. Mwah! Thank you to everybody that has subbed up to me because I had told Annabella a couple nights ago I never thought I'd get up to 500, and here I hit 2,000. Thank y'all for believing in me, and thank you so much. I love y'all. Y'all are amazing. Thank you, TJ. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. He wasn't able. Yeah. Yeah. That is for sure. Thank you, Janice. I love y'all so much. I appreciate everybody that's here. Um, I'm pretty sure we have had lots of others in here listening, but that's okay. Um, I do want to say that there's no reason for pull-ups. Should have never been a reason for pull-ups. And I do not know, cannot speak on the fact that autism, it may be something that just happens that they regress on. It may not be. I don't know. All I know is, we've been taught that when a child goes backwards, especially wetting the bed, there's a reason. And I feel like this reason has something to do with his home life. Thank y'all so much. Y'all are so sweet. Thank you, Heather Ann and Lisa. Thank you, Miss Kathy. But I don't know that throwing him in pull-ups is going to help. Who wants to be a 15-year-old boy going to school in pull-ups? It's not cool. Find out the reason. Get down to the reason of it. Get him some help. Because obviously there's a reason. And I do not think him just being diagnosed with autism was something that had to wait till he was up in his teens to find out. I knew there was something with my niece when she was small. I'm talking little baby in diapers. And as she got older, I kept telling them, get her tested. Go to the doctor, talk to him about it, because if that's the case, then she's going to be that child that you have to handle differently. You can't treat her as you would a child that does not have autism. They're different. Their thought process is different. But with what happened to him when he was young, with being so late in getting him help with what happened when he was young, getting him diagnosed with autism so late didn't help. Was he getting counseling for that? Because that should be something he learned as he was growing up. Look, Bubba, you got this. We're going to work through it, and this is how it's going to be. And let's make the best of it. There should have been no whack. Because he forgot to put a belt on? Watching on TV hurt my eye. Oh, no, Rhonda. Rhonda, I did send you an email. Let me know what you want me to do, okay? But, yeah, guys, I think Sebastian was not being handled the way he needed and what he needed for him to be successful in life. That's my thoughts. That's my opinions. Okay, let's go back and we're going to watch some more.
Not family problems. This isn't about family matters being public. It's about Sebastian.
Right.
And we've got some family members that aren't necessarily kosher about everything right now. And they're upset. Their emotions are, I got it. Everybody's been at one point hot-headed, If somebody tells me they're not, that's a lie. Everybody's been a hothead at some point.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know, I mean, we got a missing kid, and that's a problem.
well, in my opinion, I mean, you have to put everything aside. I mean, your feelings, her feelings, and I know it's not easy. You've got, you honestly have to do this. You're going to have to endure a lot. It's
Mhm. Yes,
it's
ma'am.
not it's not going to be pretty, and it's probably going to be worse. I just sat here with another case, 2.5 years, going on 3 years in June, and the things I've seen out of that has not been pretty, and no results have been unfortunately found. And but I'm hoping that it will be different with Sebastian. I know that the people there care. There's no doubt in my mind. And one reason that there's no doubt is, again, that's where I was born and raised, and I have family there, and I know. And there's good people there. There are good people there. And, I see the difference. I really do. And, sometimes this internet is harsh. But one thing that I see different with the police there is they do come out and they say, we do want your help. We do want, and they're asking and they're begging and they're doing everything they can to find Sebastian. And they're trying to put him first. It's not hard when you have others that have come up missing during this search for Sebastian. Because everybody deserves a fair shot, Raleigh. Everybody deserves a fair shot to get found. And I know that's breaking everybody's heart, your hearts, everybody's hearts, that this had to be scaled back a little bit. But you can't give up. We can't give up, and sometimes you're going to go to bed crying. You're going to go to bed, no matter what people think of you, it does not matter. You're going to hear things, you're going to see things. But again, the most important thing is Sebastian, because no matter what, no matter if he's out there, well, good, fine, or not, he deserves to be found like anybody else. He is somebody, and he's your somebody, and he's Seth somebody. And like Seth said, damn it, bring him back. Katie, I know you've been asked this 100 times, more probably. Today, after rethinking everything, to this day, if he could hear you right now, what would you say to him? And if somebody had him, what would you say to them?
I would say to Sebastian that we love you, baby. Bubba, we're going to find you. We're going to bring you home. And I would say to somebody that has my son that they better let him go and they better come out, because we're going to come and we're going to find him. We're not going to stop, and we're going to bring an army with us. An army of support, of people that are helping to look. And
But you're shutting the army down, Katie. Why? Why are you shutting the army down, Katie? Because there is an army. There is an army of people here, present, ready to go, doing what we can. If we're not even close to the state of Tennessee, we're out here. We're talking about your son. We're talking about everything we know that you have told us. We are looking. And yet, you're shutting us down.
Son, I love you.
Katie, if you could take anything back about that day, about Sunday, and redo anything about Sunday, what would it be?
I'd have slept outside that boy's door. I say it like that, and I promise I'm not laughing. I just I would have I don't know. I would have made sure to check him 100 times.
She don't know, y'all. She don't know. She would have made sure to check him 100 times. Isn't that something? Trying to get back up here. Where did it go? Yeah, she didn't check him when he had a thud. Not at all. Not at all. But guys, what would you have thought if your child was missing and you were asked to say anything you can? What would you have done different? Anything. If you had a moment on social media to talk about your missing child, would it be so hard to put a sentence together? No, it wouldn't. Wouldn't have been so hard to speak. I know that feeling of dread, but anytime someone wanted to talk about my child, I wanted to be there. I wanted to talk about him. I want him talked about. And if he was missing and I didn't know where he was, oh my gosh, trust me, nobody would have to speak for me. I would have anything and everything to say. But she just don't know. It's hard to put words together for her. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? It's just, to me, it's unacceptable. And then this super chat here that Smiley got said, explain to me why you keep making comments about what people think of you, Chris. Why not focus on searching for Sebastian? That seems to be a pattern. It's more about what people think of him than it is on searching for Sebastian.
You know, they get older and you think that they're okay and that they're good, and you don't check as much throughout the night. Like when you get up, you know, when he was little, if I woke up, I'd check on him. You know, I was always looking at him. And as he got older and he didn't need that as much anymore, and I took that for granted.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we take for granted and we don't realize.
Her son still had a deleted chromosome. Her son still had water that was dangerous in his head. but it wasn't important enough to get off the couch and go check and see what the thump was all about.
Lots things can change in the blink of an eye, but they can.
I'd give anything to be able to hug my baby again.
We don't realize how time, we just can't turn back time. That's one thing we cannot undo.
Get in.
Let me look on here.
Go. Move.
Okay, so they want to know on the super chats, they want to know, explain to me why you keep making comments about what people think of you. Trias, why not focus on searching for Sebastian?
Well, I do focus on looking for Sebastian. But at the same time, when I said I'd answer questions and people want to put questions up there and then you want to put your comments and your 2 cents in with a question, you're going to get an answer.
Somebody asked me to remember these, and I always forget them because I'm not used to them. Well, I'll just go down these real fast. I apologize.
No, you're fine.
So you spoke about discipline. What kind of discipline did he want? As they said, you spoke about discipline. What kind of discipline did he want to get away from the house because of that? Did he want to get away? Oh, okay, so they want to know, did he want to get away from the house because of the discipline?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am. So Sebastian is not afraid. He runs up to me, gives me a big old hug, says I love you, says I miss you. When I'm out of town, his mom, he'll look at his mom and say, hey, when's Mr. Chris coming home? Can we call him? Things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, discipline is discipline. There's a difference in discipline a child and beyond discipline a child.
Right.
You know, I can tell you from personal experience, I know the difference between both. And I vowed I would never in my life do that to a child.
They want to know, okay, so he's already answered that one. He's looked for, they've put out flyers, and he's told a while ago that the signs that you see in the yard, he said that that come from his family.
Yes.
Yeah. And
if people are interested in purchasing them or trying to get some ordered and sent to them, find me on Facebook, send me your just hit me up and I will send you the point of contact and you guys can reach out to him and work it out.
in fact, actually, yeah, I would like to get that information, and I will get with you to get that about the signs or whatever.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm just going down. Okay, y'all, be nice.
Everybody's entitled to their opinions and their feelings. Don't get me wrong.
Now I'm flipping down it, and I'm like, well, hold on, because I can't see them because I didn't catch them right when they first come up. Okay. Okay. Okay, y'all, be nice. I had to read some of these because once they're gone, I am not going to see them for a while. I'll probably back in here. That's why I apologize. Is it hurtful to be? No, because it's hurtful to be a bio safe step. Oh, that's when we first come on here and I was asking you that. Okay, did he take any medicine before bed and did he sleepwalk?
Did he have anything? Yeah, as long as I've been in Sebastian's life, I've never heard of him sleepwalk. Now, getting up in the middle of the night, sneaking snacks and stuff, that's one thing, but sleepwalking,
and to clarify, he's not sneaking food because we starve him, because that's absolutely not the case. He just likes to munch on a bunch of junk food in the middle of the night because he doesn't get a bunch of sugar. He's, one dessert and he wants to eat the whole box. So he gets up in the middle of the night and sneaks snacks.
Okay, I give him that. You can't fault him for saying, it's not because he was starved. It's because he's like every other kid. They want snacks. They want them. I got up and went to the bathroom the other night. Most of y'all know I'm living with my son right now and his two daughters, and there was the bucket of ice cream in the bathroom. One of the girls had snuck the ice cream and took it to the bathroom. Neither one has confessed yet, but yeah, kids do get up. They do sneak snacks when they wake up. You know, that's a given. Now, sugar, I will tell you this. I have a granddaughter that does not eat certain things. If it has red dye 40, she will not eat it. She has learned. She is 9 years old. She knows the difference and what foods are good for her, what foods are bad for her. I had her one time and I'm like, you know, we let our kids eat whatever, you know. So sure, you can have it, baby. Go ahead. I watched that child transform into the meanest mean girl I've ever seen because she got a hold of that red dye 40. So she is very slim pickings on what she can eat. And it may be the same for Sebastian. So I can't fault them for that. Now, rumors that we have heard, there is a camera and there is a little intercom type thing with the camera facing the snack cabinet, and stepdad can hear, see, and speak to him when he gets into that cabinet. That's a little excessive. That is excessive. To me, I don't think you should have it in the house if he can't have it. But that's my opinion. And that's how we're going to just go with that. He was very thin, very, very thin. Yes, I agree. I don't, you know, he, I would, I would say he looked a little malnourished because he was very, very thin. But it's hard to say if he was malnourished or if he was just a lanky type of kid. That's the hard part, and that's where we have to be very careful. You know, because we can't accuse them of malnourishment if we don't know for sure. So here we go. Let's go some more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Puts candy in his room and hides the wrappers under his bed. I mean, same stuff basic kids do. It's just, one, I'm not going to have bugs throughout the house. We told him, you eat in the kitchen, you eat in the dining room.
And throw
When
your
you're done
wrappers
with
in
it,
the
you put it in the trash. That's the only thing we've asked him.
Okay, so they're back to Rachel. So they're saying that what happened to her head, that's what they want to know. And
What happened to
that's
her
what they're
head?
saying. Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about.
If they could clarify a little bit more, I don't know.
They're saying you almost killed her. I don't know.
Huh?
Like I said, I don't know anything about Rachel.
Okay.
It's posted on the board.
Yeah, if they'll, I can't see the comments for some reason. It's not
Okay,
showing me the
it says
comments.
you
But
about killed Rachel. There was blood everywhere. Where, sir, you thought she was dead. I don't
blood
know.
everywhere. Thought I would. No. Okay. That's news to me, but no.
It could be they're paying. They paid to ask that question, which I'm just now getting to, and they've asked it 2 or 3 times. That's why. I can't. I don't know. It could be a troll. I don't know. Listen. I have no idea. I don't mean to make y'all feel.
No. I'm not. I'm sitting there. I'm like, and just like her head.
Now, to be fair, guys, we have not heard from Rachel. Nobody that I know of has talked to Rachel. There are people that have talked to people that are close to Rachel. And supposedly he took her to a VA hospital and left her there. That is supposed. So we can't go all of that on there. So yeah, she's probably terrified. Don't you know it? Don't you know it?
Blood everywhere.
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I mean that's a new one on me. So I mean, I don't really know what's going on there. Again, that
my
was
my mother actually still talks to Rachel. I mean that right there ought to tell you the kind of relationship that my family had with her. We still talk to her.
yeah.
She's got her 2 kids. So where that all that stuff's coming from is very interesting. But no.
Well, there y'all have it, folks. Sometimes families do still talk to exes and their moms and dads and all that does. So I don't know. Did LE check vehicles and your trailer that you took to Memphis?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
Yes,
that they're saying yes. All right, let's see. Oh, thank you for coming, a YouTube member. Beautiful sunflower. Yep. The medicine that Sebastian, is that life threatening if he don't take that medicine?
No.
Okay. It's not life threatening, but it's not good that he don't have it,
Correct.
Yeah. And like anything else, it's not good because if you take medicine for so long and you just come off of medicine just quick, fast, and in a hurry, it can cause seizures.
yes.
Yeah, it was supposed to be weaned off if and when he came off of it. It was not supposed to be a sudden stop.
Yeah, yeah. So, what is your theory, each one of you separately, on what happened to Sebastian? I mean, just like I know you've probably had 2 or 3, but like, what do you think now? We're 3 weeks later. What is your thoughts now? Like, what do you think?
I wish I had a freaking clue on where my son was, to be honest with you. None of it makes sense.
But not so much where he was, but like, if you just play it back in your head, like, if you think, what in the world happened? I mean, what could have happened? Is there things like maybe that you've thought over and over as a mother, what could have happened? Something ring a bell from a week ago, a month ago, something that's clicked to you. I mean, anything.
I mean, all I can say is everything that I've come up with. I've asked law enforcement to look into, and so far nothing has led to anything substantial in finding him. I mean, we've gone over wild probabilities,
Hey,
all
we got a
sorts of
lifelike bird
stuff,
inbound.
and
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. They never said nothing about it on the radio.
we
10-4.
I haven't been able to figure out anything that explains where my son is.
Yeah. And they want to know, do you know this Katie Fisher or Carrie Fisher personally, the one that redirected the search? Was a
No,
convict? You know who I'm talking about? She was a convicted felon.
Yes,
I
I
heard
am.
about that, but no, I've never met her before.
How
I
do you
don't
feel
know
about
her at all.
How do you feel about that?
We talked to the law enforcement about it to ask because we didn't know anything about it until we started getting told that there was, an issue and somebody, a felon, was potentially interrupting the searches and whatnot. And we went to them and was like, "What the heck? Like, what is this? What are y'all doing with it? Is this true?" And I don't know all of the results on if law enforcement like directly addressed her or anything like that. I just know that that she led a search, I believe, down in Goodlettsville.
Yeah,
And at the end of the day, at least it was a search that happened.
So you don't think she hurt anything, or like as far as the searches or anything, do you? Do you think it was just something that blew up on the internet? I mean, I know they got her out. She's not allowed to search anymore, but I mean, do you think it was something that just blew out of proportion?
I mean, it's nothing more than an opinion, but I think probably because
Yeah.
law enforcement said that that there was no like hindrance that they know of that happened from that, but it's beyond the whole internet blow up.
Yeah.
Funny how they're okay with someone who is portraying themselves to be something different than what they really are. They're okay with that kind of person searching. But Bullhorn Betty, who's up front, shows everything she's doing, tells you everything she's doing. She's not okay. Make that make sense.
Yeah. Okay. That was just a question that was on here too. And okay, so they want to know, somebody always L8 wants to know why Sebastian was wearing pull-ups at your home. I think we covered that, and not oh no, they want to know if he was afraid of Chris. Is that why he was wearing the pull-ups?
No, he wasn't wearing pull ups because he was afraid of Chris. Sebastian had a recent autism diagnosis, but Sebastian has a chromosome deletion that he was diagnosed with when he was a baby.
Yeah. So that's what
So, just because he was recently diagnosed with autism, do you think that is what sent him in regression? That one does not make sense to me. Because he's no different than what he was. Just because it was identified, he is who he is. But for her to sit here and say he was recently diagnosed, that doesn't make sense. There's more to it when a child does that.
that's what they were saying. Always LA. Okay, so that's about Carrie. A couple people asked me that one. Okay.
Audacity. We just heard her say that no, he wasn't afraid of Chris. He was just recently diagnosed with autism. And he was diagnosed as a baby with a chromosome deletion. She didn't just now on this say and clear up the fact that he would be regressing all of his life. He hadn't done that. She didn't say that here. Why didn't she clarify that?
What are some of the signs or symptoms for Sebastian if he misses his medicine?
He's got combined type ADHD, so he does get, hyper. His behaviors become a little more like he'll flip flop between his moods more, like being overly excited or, he has periods where he's really calm, where he just hyper focuses on, whatever it is that he's playing or fidgeting with.
Yeah.
He can become a little more temperamental, like more easily aggravated. Not that he becomes violent, but he just gets aggravated easier.
Right.
He does get an increased appetite when he's off of his meds. an unfortunate side effect of those is that they do suppress the appetite a little bit. So he'll eat more.
Mhm.
But and he will be more, I'm trying to think of the right word. Like when he'll start telling you something, he'll be on a bunch of different subjects, but all like in the same sentence.
He's
Right.
So
very
his
sporadic.
his
He's
thoughts
very
become
sporadic.
less
He's all over the
coordinated.
place.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
becomes a lot less coordinated in his thoughts.
Yeah. Oh. So okay. So when he took. Okay. So Katie, the trash cans at the end of the driveway Sunday night. Was
Mhm.
there any strange cars around then? Did the dogs, and they want to know, did the dog pick up that scent at the end of the driveway?
Can
So
I? No, okay.
Okay.
go ahead.
No. So I'd like to clarify this whole dog scent thing for once and for all.
Mhm.
So the dog scent, everybody said, "Oh, the dogs didn't get a scent. Dogs didn't get." The dogs got a scent.
Mhm.
What the dogs got and where it led to, there's a lot of misinformation as far as to the road, to the construction site, to this, to that, to this. For the record, there were so many dogs used. I don't know if we actually have a true count. On the day one, there was 5 dogs automatically. We know for a fact. They brought dogs in from out of state, different counties, all over the place. But of all the dogs, there was a couple that took them through a construction zone and took them over to a retention pond.
Uh-huh.
Now, the retention pond is no higher than knee deep.
Right.
They walked it and they drained it. But from there, the scent disappears. There's poof.
Right. Right. Why did you lawyer up? They said.
Well, I mean, who's my lawyer? I'd love to meet him. I mean, I'm not trying to be smart ass, folks.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know,
I'm just
I mean, if somebody said we got a lawyer, I'd like to meet him because
Oh, lawyer, like the one that was in court today, I guess, is pretty much their lawyer, huh? Hello, Miss Annabella. Thank you for 8 months of being a member with my little bitty channel here. I love you so much, girl. And thank you for gifting a membership. You are so sweet. Thank you. Thank you.
sure.
Yeah, I have no clue. I'm just reading the questions.
I love you more, Millie. Thank you.
So let's see. So somebody said, explain to me why you keep making comments about what people think of you, Chris. Why not focus on searching for Sebastian? I'm just reading the questions.
R. Taylor, I think it's an amazing idea. I think something needs to be done. This is my opinion. But I have the right to speak. I have the right to have my opinion. I live in the United States of America, have all my life, and my whole entire life. I have been able to speak and say what I feel or what I think. Now, if you get it going, please let us know. Let me know. I will get it out as much as I can get it out there. But we need to be heard. What was done today is not good. It was not a good thing at all. And if we all get shut down, who's going to be left looking for Sebastian and talking about Sebastian? Only his father, because his mother and his stepfather are not making any attempt this far. They like to play games. They think they've won, and it needs to stop. Sebastian is the focus, not them.
I can't see all of them until I pop them up, unless I can see the very top. We'll see. Okay, let's see what this. 3 Tennessee families, each kid missing a child. 2 of the 3, at least one present on social media. At least one parent on social media whom is more concerned with how they begin being betrayed or treated. So what about getting the word out about their child? So I guess what they're saying is, are you like, who are you? Why are you worried about who?
Thank you for that, R. Taylor. And thank you for what you're doing. Love you and appreciate you so much. We have to stand together. We have to remember this is about Sebastian. It's not about our feelings about the parents. It's not about our feelings about his home life. It's not about all the feelings and emotions that get wrapped up. But the sad part is, all those things could possibly have something to do with Sebastian being missing. Therefore, we should have the right to talk about it. So you let us know what we can do to help. I have lots of great people here. I will do whatever I can.
Who gets the word out about your child? I guess that's what they're asking. That's the only thing that makes sense to me, but I could be wrong. Like, why does it matter who gets the word out about your child as long as it gets out? Oh, did he drop down again? Whoops. No, he's still there. You still there, Chris?
Hello, can you hear me now? I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, like they're
The whole thing about I heard your question. My answer is simple. We want correct information out there. We don't want false information, which unfortunately somebody has put out false information. And the downside is I mean, one anchor in particular, I don't need to put the name out there,
it's okay.
but the one news anchor, instead of just reporting, kept insinuating stuff, which in itself is a problem. And it drew the focus away from Sebastian and started focusing more on, who did it? Who did it? Well, these people are, and that was a problem. So we don't want false information. None of the parents, none of the family members want false information. We just want the accurate information out there and people to focus on finding him instead of bashing parents or bashing something that they don't like, and just if people would put that focus into finding Sebastian instead of bashing us, that would be amazing. We love.
Okay, let's clear something up. And I hope Mr. Proudfoot hears this. We don't bash you just to bash you. We use and listen to your words that you speak. And that's what we have to go off of. We don't know you. There's maybe a tiny little margin of people on this whole platform that knows you enough to speak about you. The rest of us, we have no clue about you. We never heard about you until Sebastian went missing. But the things you're saying, your actions you're doing, that's what we have to go by. And a lot of it hadn't been good. But that's not our fault. We're trying to see what you tell us about his home life. Why would Sebastian want to walk out the door? Why would Sebastian want to disappear? Y'all, you and your wife are the ones giving us the ammo to use.
We love you all, regardless.
I understand that, but here, listen, I know, and y'all let me get back to the comment. I'll get back to this in a minute. I think, Lord have mercy. Now I can't. There's my comments. Sorry, y'all, I can't see my comments. I'll get back to all that. Thank you for all that. I'll get back to that in a minute. It's just too many, and I don't know how much further along it goes down. But I just don't see what's the difference in that. And maybe, and we do want the correct. I said this from the day that I opened this up. I want to make sure the correct information, and I'll try my very best to do that no matter what. And I could be wrong on some things. I really could. It's hard to get facts out about everything, and I'll correct if I'm wrong. But listen, and on this channel, I do say things that others won't say, and that's okay. But because I do care and I'm passionate about the kids. I don't care. I'm not in it for the money, the clicks, likes, views, whatever. I don't care. That's not what I'm here for. But Chris, it's what you said. So I'm asking you, why not go on these big channels or bigger channels, or little channels? It doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, what does it matter? Is it that important to you that a person you feel, and your feelings are your feelings, but I'm just saying that you feel is getting this misinformation or this information about you or digging the dirt on you? Now, I'm just saying, I'm not saying that's right or wrong. What I'm trying to say is, or you go on this channel per se. He dropped off again. Hold on. Let me paste it back up. Y'all must have, are you having a Wi-Fi issues or storm, or is that where he's at right now working?
I think it's where he's at.
Yeah. He said he wasn't invited to Nancy Grace, but I'm sure she would love to have them.
We've actually reached out to Nancy Grace and hadn't heard back. We didn't know about the Nancy Grace interview.
Yeah. So, I think she would love to have it. Here he goes. Okay.
I think it would be great because she's got such a vast audience and a way of getting it out there big time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that is important, Katie. That's really important to have a vast audience and get Sebastian's name out there. But yet, today you got what you wanted and you shut down a big part of that.
But Chris, I was just going to say, what's the difference in that and being on any channel that maybe is just trying to make a name for themselves? Is that not who's not really does stuff like this? I mean, I'm just asking. I mean, is that not important to y'all?
Finding Sebastian is every bit of important as anything else. But at the same time, do I want to sit down with somebody who's drugged me through the mud, continues to drag us through the mud, and keeps putting false information out there, which causes a lot of problems not just for us, but for the law enforcement folks that are also doing their job trying to find Sebastian. It's an
Well,
issue.
well, can I just ask you,
Yes, ma'am.
what about Nick Barris? I mean,
That's who
he's
we're referring to.
okay. Um, I don't know anything about that, so I'm just gonna say okay. Okay.
Right. And unfortunately, and it's nothing against everybody out there. There's stuff that people don't know, and they're not going to be, they won't know because they weren't privy to the conversations.
Yeah.
Not only that, but it just sucks. And there's a
Yeah.
difference in journalism and trying to get your Emmy nomination. There's a difference.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
An Emmy nomination. You see, that's the funny part. No one's acting. No one that is talking about Sebastian is trying to act. We're doing what we want to do. We're talking about what we want. We're doing this for Sebastian. It's not a game.
Okay.
And I'm not, and like I said, I'm not trying to be mean, but
Oh no. Yeah,
know,
I'm just trying to figure this out. So yeah.
I mean, trust me, if I can go to everybody else and I can go get all these people and we can get Nancy Grace and we can get anybody else out there to spread the word, I'm not going to worry about one anchor. I'm not.
Right. Well, I say everybody, needs to do it. I mean, everybody needs to do what they can, no matter if they're this big, or this big, or gigantic, but it's just, it is what it is.
Simple.
It needs to be found, and that's all there is to it. But Chris, I'm going to ask you, same thing I asked Katie a while ago. If you could say anything in this world that you rethunk this 3 weeks, what would you say to Sebastian today, tonight, right now, again? I mean, it don't have to be the same thing. It could be now. What are you feeling tonight?
I miss him. I want him home. Looking forward to him being back home. I'm looking to see, happy to get things back to normal instead of chaos.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mr. Chris, your wife holds the key to all of this. Your wife was the one with him when he disappeared. She holds all the answers.
I'm not a man of emotional words, but Sebastian, he knows. Deep down, he knows.
What would you do if you could change anything about that Sunday? And I know you were not home, but what would you do if you could change anything about that Sunday?
Let's say that one more time. I'm sorry, I misunderstood that.
If you could turn back time and you could change anything about that Sunday, what would it be? I know you were not home. You were in Memphis. But if you could do anything over about that Sunday, what would you do?
If I could go back and change anything, I wished I was able to work in town. Maybe things would have been different because we both would have been home. I don't know. I mean, there's so many shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and I wished I could have, and wished I would have, and I don't have the answers because I don't know.
Okay. This video is 3 hours, 7 minutes, and 35 seconds. In the 2 hours and 31 minutes and 53 seconds that we have listened to Katie and Chris talk, their answers were boom, 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 boom. Until Katie got asked, what would you change about that night, that day, that morning? She stuttered. She don't know. Chris, he stutters. He don't know. They don't have the words to put together. That is the hugest red flag. It just blows my mind that after all this time, they don't know what they would have done differently. Yeah, TJ, sleep on the couch with me. Yeah. But both of them stuttered through their answer to that one question. Something's not right. They know something. That's my opinion.
I mean, I know I got my stepson's missing. My house is not whole. There's a big emptiness right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody said it took you 7 hours to get home. I don't know.
It's a 7+ hour round trip from my house to Memphis.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. So they're saying that some people were saying that you like didn't leave right away and you were waiting, and we already went through all that. So
Well, and some of those folks' comment is correct. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Because I could not leave. I can't just. It's not a normal job. You can't just tell your boss I'm out of here and walk out the door, get in your car, and leave.
He's correct. That's not the right thing to do. You can't just walk out of your job and say, I'm gone. But it would have been helpful had you told them that your child was missing, which we've been told. We read the Facebook post. He did not do that. Did he think that we wouldn't check? Did he think seriously that no one would check with his job? That no one would find out that you were told to leave because you were in a crappy mood, you had a crappy attitude, you were all pissy, and you were told to leave. You got in your car and you left and never said a word about a missing child. That is the difference.
I mean, there's a lot of safety involved.
Yeah.
Sebastian's dad, same thing. He's not going to be able to just be like, hey, I'm out of here and walk out the door. I left as soon as I could, when I could.
What let's see. Somebody wants to know why you didn't want him around your daughter.
That is a personal family matter.
Okay.
That unfortunately, that's not one I'm going to open up.
Okay.
It's not
well, okay, you don't have to. Let me ask you this in another
Yeah.
way. Let me ask you this in my way, not their way. I heard that it's possible. Well, I heard that is he supposed to be a witness in some kind of case that you have with your wife? Is that true?
No,
Okay.
No, ma'am.
no.
So I've heard that somebody said he was supposed to be a witness in my custody case with my daughter,
Okay.
and absolutely not.
Okay.
I don't know where that came from, but I mean, I when I heard it, I was laughing internally. I was like, really? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I was just kind of wondering how that would work, but yeah. Um, I just thought I would clear that up. But okay, so I won't keep y'all on here all night, but I want to ask you, like, how did there's just a couple more. How come Ellie, do you think, hasn't publicly cleared you, like in the public cleared you, come out and said, hey, their parents are clear? Because I
They
know what
can't.
you've said, Chris.
Right, but
Why?
they can't.
Why?
Because the
Protocol.
investigation is still ongoing, because Sebastian is still missing, which is why they came out and clarified that no, we are not suspects, and yes, we are.
If you're not guilty, the first thing that they would do, just like with Elizabeth Smart, is come out and say they're not guilty. Same thing with Brandy. I mean, Brandy Neal Michael Monkey Vaughn's mom. I mean, that's what they're going to do. I mean, they're not going to, and others in the news. That's just who I think you're familiar with. But that's what they're going to do. They're not going to like just allow you to be sitting there hanging in the public's eye and take all this criticism and stuff.
And yet
So because there's so many agencies involved in this investigation,
I agree.
and I mean across the board, and you think of an alphabet, it's probably involved, unfortunately.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I have begged and begged and begged, and so has my wife. Seth, when he was at the house before, same thing. We all asked, why can't you come out and just say it? Y'all told us to our faces,
Mhm.
you know, it, and the response we get, because it's an ongoing investigation and protocol does not allow us to do that. That is the
Now, let me ask a question, guys. We only have his word that law enforcement said to their face they are not a suspect. I don't believe law enforcement has cleared them. I do not believe. I do not think that law enforcement, and this is my opinion, guys, I have nothing to base it on other than the words that were said by law enforcement themselves. If they clear one person, that would give what they're looking into away. So, say they cleared Seth. Now, he's at his work. It's been proven all night he was there. He did not do this. Then that would be obvious who they're looking at if they don't clear Katie and Chris also. So therefore, they're not going to clear anyone. And being another Tennessee case, there has been no one cleared in the Summer Wells case either. I don't know if it is a state thing for Tennessee. I have no clue. Yes, James, you might not be a suspect at that time, but that is subject to change without a notice. Exactly. So I pray that FBI, not local law enforcement, but the FBI are doing their due diligence, which pretty much has been proven that they are. The FBI does not give a $50,000 reward for a child that ran away. And let's remind everybody, they said he was a runaway. Well, there would have been no luminol in his room. There would not have been much of an investigation inside the house at that very moment for a runaway child. Had Katie specifically said, oh, wait, no, Katie wasn't the one that was talking. It was Christopher. So if Mr. Chris would have specifically said, Mom woke up, he was gone. We don't know if he ran away or if someone took him. That would be a whole different investigation. But they say he ran away. They're treating it as if he ran away. It took them a week, 1 week, to scale back their search because he was not a runaway. They figured it out. But why would the parents say specifically that he ran away? No, you're not going to be cleared when you report a child missing and later find out you have no clue that he ran away. There is nothing to say he ran away. So that is my opinion why they are not cleared.
Was the answer we're given.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying you're telling a lie. I'm just wondering why, because I would be demanding. I really would be demanding. I'm just trying to think, I'll do everything in my power to, and I'm not saying you're not. I'm not saying, again, my intro, one of my intros has it on there. I'm not saying, but you are suspicious, or this is suspicious, however I say it. And I mean that. I mean, things don't add up. Stuff don't add up. I'm not going to sugarcoat stuff. But I'm not trying to be disrespectful either. I'm
No,
really
I
not.
mean so here's something that's very unique. And I mean, we talk about it whenever they come and they talk to us or they call us on the phone. This is a case that literally has got all of these agencies stumped. Okay, and I'm saying this very openly as far as, playing devil's advocate. Let's say one of us was suspected of foul play. Let's say something, right?
Right.
There's no way that we would outdupe all these agencies. There's no way. However,
There's no way. However, love his play on words.
this 15-year-old boy has managed to outdupe everybody. Call him Houdini. He always wanted to be a ninja, and we kept goofing around. Well, he has officially done it because poof.
Poof. He's gone. Poof, the boy became a ninja. Or did somebody help him? Poof. That is the question.
Nothing. And it's, the cops have told us this is a case that will go down as a researched study case where they're asking the questions and looking for answers, and literally nothing. Everything they try to come up with, blank.
Those are the same words that Chris Proudfoot said on day 7, his first interview, not with a TV news station, a local station. No, it was a YouTuber. First time to talk. He stated 7 days after Sebastian, poof, disappeared. It will be a case to be studied for years to come. How do you know that 7 days after a child supposedly ran away?
Yeah. Yeah. Everything is just, it's really strange. It's really strange. I don't know.
I mean, I wish there was something, anything.
I do too. If I could get it, out there somehow. I mean, from what I see, I don't know for a fact. There's almost 1,700 people in here. That's big for me because I don't never have that. Numbers don't matter to me. But somebody pointed out, stop saying that, Smiley, because it matters when these kids are at risk. Yeah, I mean, that it is. It's important when I'm talking about a child missing. And this definitely means a lot that so many people are in here. They're in here because of you guys. Thank you. You guys need to be out here, in my opinion, speaking on him, not fighting with the Facebook groups. I see you in there. It makes me want to go in there because sometimes you push the wrong buttons with me. I'm just saying.
Well, and don't get me wrong. And I, like I said, and I've opened that communication with you, and I told you, you want to talk, you call me, you want to send me a message, something. And as I've been very respectful to you, I haven't,
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I may not always say the right things. I may not. But it's that last time I looked in the mirror, I'm a human. I'm entitled to my emotions. I'm entitled to my opinions, and I respect those, and I respect everybody else's just as much.
Yes, sir.
There's one thing.
Now we can add except for Bullhorn Betty.
Thing that compassion is a virtue that is in very short demand in today's society. Because if you sit back and you look at all these families, now we got another one, Riley. A 6'7" guy disappeared in the flat, gone. Now.
No, he didn't disappear. He was seen on camera. We got to watch him walk out of that place. Well, run out of that place, walk down the roads. We knew a general area where he was when he disappeared. He didn't get seen at the next light where there was another camera. So in between the two cameras was the area where Riley somehow ended up in the water. As for Sebastian, all we have is Katie's words that he went to bed at 9 o'clock, had a thud, And then next morning, he's gone. Her words. That's all we have to go on.
And now we got another family that's hurting.
Yeah.
You know, if you, as a person, ever set in the shoes that me, Katie, and Seth sit in to this day, or the Riley family for that much, I promise you, the outlook that you're going to see from our view, you'll understand it. You'll be so riddled with emotions. And you really don't care because all you want is the same end result. You just want your loved one.
Right. Right. I know it don't get any easier each day that passes. It don't. They want to know if it's possible, since y'all were on the phone, if he could have tried to walk to Chris's work. Thought maybe he was that close, the building site. The construction site that was by your house. Maybe he thought that was Chris's job.
Oh Lord, no. Sebastian, no. Sebastian knows when my job sites. He knows what to look for, and
The
what I
construction
do
site.
has no equipment of that manufacturer on that site. Period.
Yeah. Go ahead, Katie. I'm
The
sorry.
construction site near our house isn't like a skyscraper. It's just houses and homes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
James, that's exactly correct. No proof of life after Texas Roadhouse. Not a sighting, random nothing, ransom or nothing. What happened to Sebastian? Katie holds the key. Katie knows. She may not know what happened when he left that house, but she knows who took him out of that house. In my opinion.
yeah, they're building a small subdivision.
Yeah.
And we've searched it several times.
I mean, I'm currently sitting. Today's my last night covering this crane, but I'm sitting at Vanderbilt University at the hospital, 300 feet in the air, with a skyline view, and I get to sit here and do what I do. But I also sit here and I watch life flight helicopters come in and land every so often at Vanderbilt and at the Children's Hospital, and I
Yeah.
have nothing but to sit here and wonder, could one of those be Sebastian?
Yeah. I understand. Well, my prayers are certainly with every one of y'all, and Seth and Katie and you and the grandmother and everybody and Sebastian. I want everybody to the whole Hendersonville, the community.
You and me
didn't even
both,
know him, love
TJ.
him, and I want to see this come to an end in a good way. In a good way. Just to think positive, happy thoughts. Just think happy thoughts.
Very, very true.
And if anybody has any information, to call that number 615-442-1865 or the 1-800-TBI-FIND. See, I got I moved it, but please print one of these out. Print it out. Pass it out everywhere. You never know. Again, like I asked you today, put it in your mail. Don't hurt if you mail a letter to somebody. It's your old friend. Mail it. Put it in there. Send it all over the world.
Well, I mean, it's funny you say that because I've got confirmation that there's folks in Australia, Spain, England, Austria,
UK.
UK they've got wind of this and they've got some posters posted. So it was actually kind of cool. I never thought that would happen, but that's pretty cool.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely. Yeah. But Funny Face Brenda says love should have brought you home. Yeah. And they were talking about he wanted friends. He's got more friends than he will ever know what to do with. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Well, I said it before, when he does come home, and everybody complained to how packed the block was with cop cars. Well, he's now become like the son of Summer County, so it's gonna be a long line.
Yeah. Yeah. I sure hope it's soon. I sure hope it's soon. Was there anything that you would like to say that either one of you that you think that we can do to help? I mean, that we can really do to help those near, those far? I don't know.
I want to spread his face to the ends of the earth and back because he's out there somewhere and someone does know something and someone needs to come forward. Whoever may have him, assuming that someone might have him, needs to let him.
How about you, Katie? How about you come forward? How about you, his mother? Why don't you come forward and tell in details what happened when y'all got home? And let's start with the truth.
Let him come home. And we need everybody everywhere to see his face and to know his face, all the missing children. But I personally think that the more people that know his face, the more likely it is that if he is out somewhere, that more likely someone will actually recognize him and be able to call and we can bring him home.
And we can do that, and we have these platforms. Will you, I mean, consider doing something for me though? Will you please consider talking to some of the bigger creators, and it don't have to be like the news or whatever, but like, would you consider talking to some, especially I know JLR again, Chris. I hope I got you calmed down on that a little bit.
I'm calm. I mean, emotions can sometimes get the best of a person.
I know. And because I personally want the word out. And what Katie just said about, that was perfect, what she just said. But if you will allow yourself, and listen, if you ever have a question and you want to private, ask me, look, is this person, whatever. I've had my fair share with some of these people. Okay. Let me tell you, I'm not going to say, but it's your ultimate decision. I would say, I don't know. I'd watch that one, because what I don't want these creators who's going to end up like Summer Wells case and then be fighting each other. I don't want that. Okay. This is about him. Okay. This is about him. But what I want you to consider is, I want you to consider, Chris and Katie, to please, right now, early on, go ahead and let's get his name and face out there. And please consider talking. I mean, you got Jay for Justice. And she's sweet. I mean, just let bigger channels, please talk to them. The ones that's really for the kids, please. I'm just looked up because I'm nobody, and you did make a promise to me. Trev time is, I know you spoke with him already on another channel. I don't know how you feel about that, but he really is for the kids.
Well, here's what I'll say about Trev, and I'm gonna say this open and publicly.
It's okay.
So Trev sent me a message and he apologized.
Mm-hmm.
He apologized to me and my wife because he made a mistake. He got wrapped up in, I'm going to call it the sauce. He got wrapped up in that with jumping on the bandwagon of assuming and accusing us. Now, he went back and he has changed that. He has apologized.
Mm-hmm.
That right there alone, I'll do your show.
Mm-hmm.
Because you did it. You did what you were supposed to do as a man or a woman, excuse me. A new age thing nowadays. Sorry. Righteousness, the right thing, that will get you a lot farther than the rest of it. I mean, it's one thing. And that's what I'm saying. With JLR, this dude, he's gonna have to make a public apology. He's gonna have to make it public for me to consider him. And the reason why I say that is because how much crap he put out there and to the level he has gone to certain topics. There's one topic. Okay. My kids don't cross that line. I don't care who you are.
I understand. I'm just
You know,
saying,
I mean,
and it don't even have
one
to
of
be.
the well, one of the reasons it took us a little bit longer to do some of these interviews. Okay, and this is before we started doing interviews and talking with media. We were kind of advised, hold off, don't do that. Well, eventually got to the point we needed to start talking to the media.
Mm-hmm.
The parents, myself, Katie, and Seth, all decided, we made a pact in the beginning. Hey, if we're going to do this, we're going to keep each other in the loop. We're going to talk to each other and ask. We're not just going to go out here and do our own thing. Okay. That has always been our pact. You know, we would call Seth and say, hey, initially he didn't want to do any type of interviews, and we understood that.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him, I said, hey man, do you want to like phone in with us? Do you want to come to the house and we'll do this as a group? What do you want to do? We've tried and we want to do this as a group. You know, unfortunately, you know, somewhere along the way, we've all kind of gotten off track, and he's kind of gone out and done his thing. We've kind of done our thing. Mrs. Rogers done her thing. I think his sister may have done something. I mean, but it's everybody's getting the word out.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. I just don't want anybody's ego and nobody to get in the way. I mean, I'm just saying, because Katie did say it perfect just a minute ago. And if you can say it for the, you know, for the flyers and stuff, I just want it to be known that, because I always say, and no matter if it's a missing child, I always say it. Sometimes I do little things on just what's in my heart and stuff. Sometimes it could be on freaking, I don't know, it have nothing to do with a person. Sometimes I just get in my feelings. Sometimes I come on here and it ends up, somebody says, you don't know what you did you? And it's just a lesson or something. I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head right now, but I always say, you know, no matter how little we are, we might take and say something, and then somebody sees it and then they share it, and it goes on and on and on. And somebody really might be helped by it. Well, it's the same thing with Sebastian. Somebody might share it, come in 2 weeks from now, or hopefully not that long, but you know, and see him somewhere or remember something, and something may click. And or it could be tomorrow, tonight, an hour from now, and it really may help. But sometimes you need other creators, and it just needs to all just flow like that. I don't know, no matter how big or how small. And it don't matter to me. I want to kind of promote everybody. If they have a channel and they're good and they have good intentions, I don't care who it is. I don't care what they do. And I just hope that y'all, as the parents of him, don't let your ego get in the way. Just let it roll off, and you know, do what you got to do. Just bring him home. Bring him home. I just hope that makes sense. I mean, I hope it's okay advice, and I hope I'm not overstepping saying that.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right, Trev is a good guy. I'm glad he did whatever, you know, he had to do.
Well, he didn't have to do it. He manned up and apologized, because he made a mistake, and he said, "Look, I know I did. I'm apologizing. Appreciate that, man. That means a lot."
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
Now, all your viewers out there, I want to say, thank everybody, regardless of what your personal opinion is of me, my wife, the situation, the bio father, anybody, it doesn't matter. I personally say thank you for being able to continue to spread the word, be a part of this in any form, shape, or fashion. And just know that you got 3 parents missing a son that needs to be home. And compassion is, like I said, in short demand, and could be overflow with people out there if we could just find a way to become all one united group, and we can just do this.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I agree. It's you know, sometimes it's hard though. Something pops off, or you hear this, and you got to, you know, you got to just do it. And again, like I told you when I first talked to you through there, I was just like, we got to set our feelings aside. I mean, number one for me is, you have to understand, I have to think of all sides, and I have to do until they say. And I think outside the box. I'm not like any of these other people. I'm not with them. I don't really, you know, there's a couple I might talk to here and there, but I don't work with nobody. Get that straight, everybody, while you're on my channel now. Even these creators wonder, what do you do? Like, I don't work with nobody. If I want to know something, I'm pretty much going to go to you. If I'm going to call you out, I'll get on here and fire up live, and I'll call you out. I'm not like these people, but don't put me with everybody else, you know.
I mean,
so I have my feelings too, and I think what I want, and I say what I want, and sometimes it's not good.
Well, there's, like I said, there's information that we still Even as of today, we had a meeting with law enforcement, and we've asked them verbatim, like everything we've been saying. Is there anything you want us to change? Is there anything new that we can put out? And honestly, they said exactly what y'all been putting out, the way you've been putting out is exactly what you need to do. Don't add to it. Don't take away from it. And trust me,
Oh, wait, don't add to it. Don't take away from it. But yet the first 3-4 lives that we've heard, whether it was YouTube or TV interviews, there was always something new to Katie's story. So, have you got the real story out there yet? Because you don't need to keep embellishing the truth. You don't have to continue to add to or take away when you say what is true.
kills us because there's there's facts that we could put out there and it would put a lot of things to rest, but we can't because of they say it can potentially cause issues to the investigation.
Yeah. Somebody said Smiley asked the hard question. I don't know what y'all want me to ask, because that's what you better tell me before I get off of here, because if you have anything, I'll ask 2 or 3 more questions, and I'm not going to ask any more because we've been on here 3 hours, y'all. And what do you want me to ask? Seriously.
Make them good. Come on. I know y'all got them hard ones.
Yeah, make them good.
Me. I got them. Mr. Chris, I'm right here. Come talk to me. I got your hard questions.
Good. Ask something that's not been asked before. I wasn't expecting he was going to tell me. I was on Justin's panel, and I wasn't expecting he was going to tell me to come on right now.
Well, the reason, just to clear this up, because I had already heard that somebody in that show popped off and said, well, he don't talk to a man.
Mhm.
Well, I'm not jumping on that show because that wasn't your show. That was his show that y'all were in. I told you and made you a promise that I'd come talk to you.
Yeah.
Never promised them.
Yeah. I understand that. So, yeah. And I did tell you, hey, yeah. And you said, how do you feel about that? And I said, yeah, I will do it, and I'll fire up a live right now. So I guess you thought I'd fire up a live right now, and I would. So they said, oh, let's go over there. So it worked
And
out.
see, they could have jumped in on your show. I wouldn't have been upset with that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have cared.
So, well, Josh came over, and but look, yeah, but see, I have to stop there, and then I had to come fire this one up over here.
Yeah, I'm
so
sorry.
No, it's fine. It's confusing, but yeah. And then I was like, I have to go to the bathroom real quick. I better do that because I don't know how this is going to go. I really thought you were going to be mad at me for when I said it, but anyway, I'm like, but anyway, I had to get ready. I had to get prepared, put on my boxing gloves.
No, I mean, you put on a boxing glove thing, you're walking into a slugfest. No,
I wasn't sure.
I told you what I would do, and I've delivered. And like I said,
you did.
You got people out there want to ask a hard question. And I got no problem still to this day. Tell them, find me on Facebook.
Yeah.
You want to ask a question that wasn't answered in the show? Hit me up on Facebook. Send me a direct message. I'll answer you.
Yeah. Tam just wants to know before we go, she does want to know, what do you think should happen to the person if they did anything to Sebastian, or somebody took him out of the house? What do you think should happen to them?
Oh, they should absolutely be punished to the fullest extent possible.
Woo, Katie, we got your words, sister. We got your words. Punished to the fullest extent.
I'm going to give you 2 answers. And the first answer is going to be exactly what Mom said.
Yeah.
The legal system will do its due justice.
Yeah.
My non-legal issue is just imagine what a mama bear does when her cubs are attacked.
Yeah.
And what a mama bear could do.
Yeah.
Just leave it at that. I mean, it's, I'm not saying I'm going to hurt somebody. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the attacks. I mean, if you hurt our son, and you just hope law enforcement gets a hold of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we hope so.
Well, I will. I appreciate it. And, I know that y'all have been through a lot. And again, I'm sorry for, I had to ask you that, Katie, over there, but I wanted to know. And if I say something, I'm just going to ask it. And that's just the way that I am. I don't mean to make your life harder. But, if you're answering questions on Facebook and groups and stuff like that, I think it's all fair game.
Yes, ma'am.
But I do want to be respectful about it, and I do want to continue to bring awareness. All I can say is I'm just human too, and I just want to bring awareness to Sebastian, and hopefully somebody will see him.
Okay, guys, that's right there at the end. We're going to stop this. So, guys, their words, not my words, their words. We've listened to them. And for me, this is probably one of the most information filled lives. Web sleuthing, when he came on, had a lot there as well. But for a story to start out one way, and within just 2 months, it all was different. Like I said before, and I'll keep saying it every day, the truth does not change. There's no reason to continue to add to, take away, make it different. And I don't think we've heard the truth. We've heard over time all these little details about all of Sebastian's fun that he had that day. But once they got home, he went to his room to play. She told him, Bubba, it's time to get ready for bed. He said, good night, Mama. I love you. Good night, puppies. A little later, she heard a thud. She told him to cut it out. At one point, in one live, there was no thud. In the next live, there was a thud. She told him to be quiet and go to bed. Go to sleep. The next live, he spoke to her when she heard the thud. The next live, it was a whole conversation, practically. Those things shouldn't have to be added to. A mother with a child that has the special needs that Sebastian has should be more alert to her child. It's not right. We're not hearing the whole story. All we have to go on is their words. And when we sit here and we're online talking about Sebastian, we get ridiculed for it. But we use their words. We talk about the words they have spoken. And we're being tore apart for it. Because we're not accusing the father. And it doesn't matter who you believe, what side you're on. There is one side only, and that is Sebastian's side. And it's a shame for me to sit here and have to tell anybody that's listening, this is about Sebastian. It's not about us. It's not about Katie and Chris. It's about finding Sebastian in the truth of where he is. The more they talk, the more I think they harm their case. But today, should be an embarrassment to them. They should be ashamed for what happened today. Had their lawyer been okay with Betty not contacting them, looking at them, being anywhere close to them, and left it at that, that would have been a perfect ending for today. Sure, don't talk about them. But to take Sebastian's case completely away from Bullhorn Betty, who has a huge channel, a huge following, and who's helping the father. It was taken away from her. It was taken away from his father. It's not right. Guys, we're at what, 29 people here right now? We had over 100 when we started out. There's a lot that's going on the YouTube streets, a lot of people talking about Sebastian. There's a lot of places that do good on covering Sebastian. Be careful out there. Be careful 100% more than what we were before. Because I don't think this is all over with. And that's just my opinion. I do hope and pray that Betty takes it to an appeal. And I do hope it's taken away from the county, from all the connections that the family has. They vacation with judges. They vacation with sheriffs. They grew up together. All the things. There's no way today's ruling was 100% fair and 100% above board. That is my opinion. But let's stay strong. Let's keep putting his name out there. There's a whole lot of us, and we can do it. Just because one was temporarily shut down doesn't mean we have to stop. We're not going to. But I do want to say before I go, thank you all so much. I am so proud to have my channel numbers at over 2,000. It's just amazing, and it surprises me. I love what I'm doing. I don't live anywhere close, or I would be boots on the ground. I don't live close enough to be putting flyers out there. But I live here in East Texas in a little bitty town. Every time I go out, I put out flyers. Every time I talk to people, I tell them about Sebastian and his channel. He's got tons of channels here. We talk about him. But we're strong. And we'll keep going. And all of this with Bullhorn Betty, I don't think it's over yet. They haven't won. They're not going to win. But they really should be ashamed. Because they let it exceed the protection order. Seth has a say, not his parents. Not Chris and his parents. Seth does. So y'all stay strong. Hit that like on your way out. As my channel grows, I want to be able to get the word out more and more, wider and wider. And I can do that with your help. So I thank you all. Y'all are precious. I love y'all. Thank y'all for hanging in there. We finally got through a 3-hour live, but we did it. And please keep Smiley in your prayer. She did a wonderful interview. She held them for a long time, answering questions. She did amazing. But today her heart is hurting. She's lost her mother, and that hurts my heart for her. So if you hear this, Smiley, we love you so much. Hang in there. We've got your back. And everybody, y'all have a great night. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. Just keep being you. So let me get this ready. And before I play this, I just want to say, mwah, love and hugs, everybody. Bye.